Well, welcome everyone to our Scajaqauda September Solo Sweep Challenge mid-month check-in. As always, I'd like to give many thanks to our Creek champion and sponsors. Here, recognition at the bottom, Labatt Blue, M&T Bank, the David and Joan Rogers Foundation as well. So what are we doing here today for our mid-month check-in? First, we're going to do another introduction for those newcomers to Buffalo Niagara Water Keeper Volunteer program, as well as some history of Scajaqauda Creek and the plan for restoration if you aren't already familiar with, where it is that we're doing this Solo Sweep Challenge or have been doing this Solo Sweep Challenge, how to register and complete the challenge, give you some updates, mid-month stats, some stats on how the sweep is going, and then we want to hear back from you. Give us your questions, give us your comments, give us your concerns. Let us know how the challenge has been going for you. All right. So again, just a real quick introduction for those newcomers here to Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper World. We are a local environmental non-for-profit, and our mission is fourfold. We protect the water, we restore both the waterways and the surrounding ecosystem, we connect people to their waterways, and then we inspire economic growth and community engagement along the waterways for current and future generations. We started off as the Friends of the Buffalo River, which was one of our biggest projects that we've completed. We are now known as Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, in which we were formed in 1989 to address the challenges of a waterway that had been declared dead for over 20 years. Our organization has worked tirelessly for the last 3 decades. We've had many partners throughout the years to also help ensure clean water for our communities. So what is Scajaqauda September that we keep talking about, right? So Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, we dedicate the whole month of September to recognize the history and promote the vision of restoration for Scajaqauda Creek. Scajaqauda Creek is a highly impaired waterway. However, the creek is very important to the fabric of our community, and the potential for a restored and healthy thriving Scajaqauda is possible, right? So through a lot of partnerships, a lot of persistence and perseverance, together as a community, like we restore the Buffalo River, we can also do it again for Scajaqauda Creek. So that's what Scajaqauda September is really all about. So here is a little map of the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. Scajaqauda Creek is a 13-mile stream that drains a watershed of 29 square miles in Erie County, Western New York. The spring-fed headwaters of the creek are in the town of Lancaster, which is over here, if you can see my cursor. And then it flows through the village of the Pew and the town of Cheektowaga before it is buried approximately 3.7 miles under the east side of the city of Buffalo at the Cheektowaga Buffalo border. It then comes back above ground in Forest Lawn Cemetery and flows through Buffalo Olmsted Park System. It ultimately reaches the mouth of Black Rock Canal, where it eventually meets the Niagara River. So that is the entirety of the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. Over the years, Scajaqauda Creek has been altered to make way for urban development and transportation infrastructure at various points along the creek. If you're familiar with the 198 Scajaqauda Expressway, it's built right over the Scajaqauda Creek. There is sewage is emptied into the waterways by design of the multiple combined sewer overflows that are located along the creek as well. So why is this important? Well, any trash that you have on a watershed, right, it eventually makes its way into a surrounding water body. In this case, it is Scajaqauda Creek, and like we just mentioned, Scajaqauda Creek flows into the Niagara River. So if we have trash within the Scajaqauda Creek watershed, ultimately that is going to flow into the Niagara River. Now we have our Solo Sweep program, which is going to help combat those pollution that we see out in the watershed. So a solo sweep is just a cleanup effort done by individuals or a small group that is completed on their own without the coordination of us, Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper. You can do a solo sweep at any time. Specifically with this challenge, you want to do it within the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. And you can also do it in small groups. So bring your friends, your family, help go out and do a solo sweep. A solo sweeper is a dedicated volunteer who pledges to go out and again remove litter in their community to prevent pollutants from entering local waterways. Now, how do we do that? The Solo Sweep Challenge, again, is another initiative within the Scajaqauda September, where we challenge people to go out and do these solo sweeps within the watershed. So participants in solo sweep throughout the month of September in the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. Registrants who complete one solo sweep are entered in a drawing to win a pair of freshwater Flix tickets, which is a partnership between our organization, Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, and the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. They will also get entered in to win a grand prize for the person who collects the most items of a solo sweep kit, which is an awesome way to continue to get out there past the month of September. You'll get a bucket and some cleanup supplies and tools. You also get a local gift card to some local restaurants, which is really awesome, and some Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper swag. So that is the challenge, right? Some very cool prizes, some very inspiring incentives to go out and make a difference in the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. You can go anywhere, like I said, that is publicly accessible in the Scajaqauda Creek watershed. We do include some suggestions here at the bottom. So Unity Island, if you're familiar with Scajaqauda Creek, the mouth of Scajaqauda Creek, Scajaqauda Creek at West Ave. There's a Tops on Grant and Amherst Street, which connects directly to Scajaqauda Creek along the Jessel Creek pathway. You have the Preter Street Park. You can go into the town, Cheektowaga Town Park, Broderick Park, Hoyt Lake, Shoshone, so many other different places within this watershed that you can go. If you live directly within the watershed, you can just go out onto your local neighborhood streets and clean up. Literally anywhere at any time is acceptable for this challenge. There is still time to register, guys. It's not too late. We are mid-month September. September 17th is the date, but it is not too late to register. This is just, it's easy if you want to scan this QR code here, or you can visit our website, our cleanups page at buffalo-niagarawaterkeeper.org. You will then click the button to join our Solo Sweep Challenge. It would take you to this page here that you're seeing on your screen. You want to click Register Now. And then it would bring you to our volunteer management platform where it has all the information about the Solo Sweep Challenge, the background of it, the prizes that are listed that we just talked about. It also includes steps, so you can be able to download a step-by-step checklist. Those suggested sites are also on there. It also provides you with a downloadable Scajaqauda Creek map, so you're familiar. Once you click join, it is going to ask you to create a first-time account by using your Facebook, either your Gmail or Google account, your LinkedIn, or just your regular email. But once you have done that, you will then be asked to join. So once you click join, it's going to give you the option to select your role. Your role will be volunteer. So you just press this drop down menu here. You click volunteer. You obviously want to agree to the Solo Sweep Pledge, which is again, pledging to go out and complete a solo sweep during the month of September for the Solo Sweep Challenge. And then it's going to ask you to provide a Solo Sweep Challenge unique group ID. Guys, this is one of the most important parts of this challenge. This is going to be the way that I identify the efforts that you are creating with your solo sweeps and be able to track our winners, right? So the unique group name is always going to need to start with BNWSSC. And SSC stands for Solo Sweep Challenge, if you ever forget the acronym, right? So B&W, SSC, and then you also want to include your first and last name. So for example, when you register and it's going to ask you for your unique group name, you would put B&W, SSC, Joe Smith. Once you hit continue, it's going to give you this thank you pop-up. You did it. That is how you know you have officially registered. You will also receive a text message notification that you have also registered. And it's just as simple as that. It's very easy, very quick to register and start your Solo Sweep efforts. So now, like I said, we are mid-month in September. We already have 20 people who are registered for our Scajaqauda September Solo Sweep Challenge. There have been 12 recorded cleanups within the CleanSwell app, and almost 1,000 pieces of litter has been recorded in the CleanSwell app, which is nearly 200 pounds of trash removed from our Scajaqauda Creek watershed, which is amazing. Keep up the great work, and we want to continue Solo Sweeps throughout the rest of the month of September. Some of the top items that we have found, we have plastic grocery bags, cigarette butts, we have food wrappers, plastic bottle caps, plastic bottles, plastic foam pieces, plastic straws. All of that has been found in just the 12 recorded CleanSwell app entries that we have seen so far. So I just shot out a lot of data to you guys. Where are we getting this data, right? So as part of the Solo Sweep Challenge, you want to use what's called the CleanSwell app, which I have just been mentioning. We're going to go over how to use the CleanSwell app and where does all of that information go? Where does your information go once you utilize the CleanSwell app? It is an app created by the Ocean Conservancy, and it's easy to download on any mobile device. Your steps here, if you have an Apple iPhone, it can be found at your Apple iTunes store, or if you have a Google Android, you can download it at Google Play. You download it, you sign up, and then you start to collect your data. So once you download the app, it's gonna, and you will need to create an account again with this. Just use your same email that you did when you registered, and then you will be prompted to the screen here to start a new cleanup. Once you click start, it's going to ask you, tell us a little more about who you're with and where you are, right? So a solo sweep, as mentioned before, can be done in small groups. So whether you're by yourself or with a small group, you want to put the number of people that you're with. And as I mentioned before, the group name that is so very important, you also want to put the same exact one that you registered with in the CleanSwell app itself. So for example, you registered with B&W SSC Joe Smith on our volunteer management platform. That is the same name that you will use once you open up the CleanSwell app. It's going to ask you if you're going to, what type of cleanup. You want to keep that on land unless you're actually in the water doing on water cleanup, but majority of people will be on land. And then it's automatically going to grab your location by your GPS points on your phone. So then you want to click start cleanup again. And then it's going to take you to its itemized data input icons, right? So you can see here, it's going to track the number of items that you are collecting. It's going to tally up the total weight. It's going to give you distance, right? So if you're walking a long way, it's going to track how far you've gone, and it's also going to track the time. Once you're in that app, all you would need to do is click each icon, tap it once. That number would change from 0 to 1. For example, if you found 1 beverage can. If you found 10 plastic bottles, you can click it 10 times, and that number will change from 0 to 10. If you find, obviously there's a lot of cigarette butts out there, so if you were in an area where you found 30 cigarette butts and you don't want to tap it 3 times, there is the option to just hold that icon, and then it will prompt you to type in 30, and it will save that amount, right? So you don't have to continuously keep tapping on the icon. It is also easy because it breaks it down into these useful categories, right? Most common. Most common is the most found items that you see out in your neighborhood. So this is where your beverage cans, your food wrappers, your bottle caps, all that will live in the most common section. But there's also other sections such as fishing and boating, which could be if you're by a marina or a harbor. There's a lot of fishing line. You might have bait containers, things of that nature found just along the side there. There's illegal dumping. So if you're in an area there where there's appliances, right? Large appliances such as stoves or washing machines or fridges or even tires, right? All of that is illegal dumping. You have a personal hygiene section, packaging material, boxes, styrofoam, all of that. You have an other category, and it even gets into tiny trash, right? So your microplastics. So all of that can be accounted for and collected within the CleanSwell app. Once you have done your cleanup and everything is good to go, you want to click finish this cleanup. That is the way that your data will be saved and uploaded to the larger database called Tides. If you don't click finish this cleanup, the information will just stay in the CleanSwell app, and it will not get, I will not be able to view the litter that you have found, and it won't be able to count towards your challenge. So make sure that you click finish that cleanup. It will give you a summary. So if you want to screenshot your summary of what you're finding beforehand, so you can have an idea and a recollection of all the solo sweeps you've done, that's great too. But I will be able to find that on the back end through Tides. Also, once you're done with your cleanup, don't forget to take pictures. We want to see what you're finding out there. We want to see what you're collecting. Email those pictures to solosweep@bnwaterkeeper.org. That is step-by-step a part of the process with the challenge. That way we can know that you're actually out there and you're actually picking up the trash that you are recording in the CleanSwell app. So last thing, here's a recap. It's still time to register. Even though we're halfway through the month, there's still time to register. Once you register, you want to make sure that you have a group name, BNW SSC, in your name. That is the most important thing about this challenge. You want to download the CleanSwell app on your mobile device. Find a site within the Scajaqauda Creek watershed, literally anywhere at any time, as long as it's publicly accessible. Go for it. We want to see you out there picking up litter. Log the litter you find in CleanSwell by using, again, that same group name. Click finish your cleanup, take your pictures. We want to see what you're doing out there and email that to solosweep@bnwaterkeeper.org. And then do a bunch of solo sweeps. Again, the grand prize winner is the winner who collects the most items. So you can go out there as many times as you want in order to get the most items collected. Help us collect that data, which is the most important part, but also you want to put yourself in a good position to win those awesome prizes. Alrighty, so that is the mid-month check-in. Please feel free to let us know about any of your questions, any of your concerns. We love to hear how your Solo Sweep challenges are coming along.
Yeah, at this point, no questions or comments, Brittany. So I wish everyone well with their Solo Sweep challenge for Scajaqauda September. Great presentation.
Thanks.